to episode 4 of Retro Rampage. Today we're going to be playing some Rad Racer.
Thumb Rapist.
Thumb Rapist. This is a game that was actually created by Square. You can see that on the title screen. And it is composed by the legendary Nobuo Uematsu. In this game you get to drive either a Ferrari or a generic F1 vehicle.
Random F1 race car or Ferrari, 328 I believe is the model of the car. A nice 80s Ferrari to go along with the theme.
And this game was released in 1987, which is just 1 year after OutRun came out, which was made by Sega AM2. OutRun, the arcade game, came out in '86, and it was a big pioneer for the racing genre as well as in the arcade world, because the arcade cabinet actually moved on some of the models, obviously. And it kind of created this genre of the Horizon Racer. You've got, like, the road coming at you, and
see, we're already getting a little crazy.
And the traffic, the palm trees, the beachy theme is like a major thing here. So you can see that Square definitely borrowed some of these aspects. One of the things that OutRun was noted for was for allowing the player to select which music they hear as they're playing in the form of radio stations. And Square did a similar thing in this game, where if you press the down arrow, it'll choose a music track. And
typical racing beat.
Yeah.
Next track sounds like Final Fantasy track.
It sounds like the airship music from Final Fantasy 3.
NES Final Fantasy.
I mean actual 3, not 6. But it's a nifty little racer. It plays really well. The controls are nice and tight. I mean, turning can be a bastard, and when you have Volkswagens coming in front of you all day, it can be a real asshole.
Each level is a certain model of car that's your, I guess you'd say, enemy cars, and somehow there's like 100 of them that are on the road with you.
Yeah, right now they're all on their way to a Volkswagen convention in California, I guess.
Because I just avoid them because they're slow as fuck. Just like the real life counterparts. Unreliable and slow. No offense.
No offense to any of you Volkswagen owners, but then again, we really don't give a shit because Volkswagen is.
This level has a cool little transition from day to night. Apparently in the Square universe, nighttime lasts about 30 seconds. This game is murder on your hand on the D-pad. It requires a lot of holding down diagonals and shit. Get your Anderson ready. You're a lead. It fucking hurts.
Yeah, for you old heads, you need to preemptively take like a fucking Excedrin just so that your joints.
Side
don't
note:
swell
I
up.
took an Aleve before playing this game for my arthritis in my left hand.
Oh,
look, it's
there you go. 24 hours passed.
Squares have also implemented a alcoholic beverage simulator here.
Yeah. There's a DUI sim. You ready? Hold on.
There it is.
There it is.
The game actually came with 3D glasses, cute little 80s theme. But yeah, it pretty much makes it look like you just drank like half a bottle in your face before getting in this Ferrari.
It's like you just drank a quarter of a fifth of Gentleman Jack, and you're like, well, feeling
time to
pretty
get home
good.
now. Yeah, ride that Sunset Coastline home there.
Yeah, time to hop on Route 66 and make my way back to fucking the East Coast.
And here, we're at the end here. Slam the brakes in the middle of the street. There's 8 levels in the game. Each one, a lot of them go across the world. You have like Athens, Greece. You go to Grand Canyon. We got San Francisco Highway right here, next level.
And they do get progressively more difficult, just like in the intricacy of the track, the amount of traffic, all that kind of shit. I think this level's really cool because I like that city background. And
the night theme's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the parallax scrolling is really good.
Corvettes are such pricks.
Yeah, and they have those classic vet taillights too. Like,
yeah, these are like nice 87 tuned-port injected Corvettes, annoying the piss out of the poor Ferrari trying to get home.
The poor Ferrari trying to drive home drunk.
The game's pretty simple. You got gas, brake. You also, if you hold the up button, it gives you I guess manual calls it turbo boost, even though it just makes more exhaust come out of your car.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like, I always equate it to just pushing the pedal down fucking harder as opposed to a turbo on the fly kind of design, which is cars that wouldn't even exist in real life.
Turbo on the fly. Some fucking genius in engineering just made like a switch. Well, here we go.
Sort of like if you watch Mad Max, he has a supercharger has a clutch on it, which that's pretty far fucking fetched. But hey, it's all about Hollywood and, you know, video game
Problem
universe.
engineers.
Let's see, what else here? What else we got? Get the fuck out of my way. It's like driving the Jersey Turnpike.
Turn on the music.wave. There you go. Get some nice nighttime cruising tunes. Oh, here we go. You put on 1029 MGK with some fucking George Thorogood in the background.
There's little signs that tell you when curves are coming up. With the oscillation of the hills up and down, signs are hard to catch, especially in dark levels like this. But to give you fair, they don't really tell you how steep the curve's going to be per se. But usually when you see them, you just need to kind of prepare yourself, slow down a little bit, let off the turbo. Yeah. And just most turns you can let off the gas.
The clutch and he's on with the turbo pedal if you want to accelerate.
Back in the street. It's a typical checkpoint racer. You have, you know, a couple seconds or whatever to get to the next point. If you get in an accident, obviously you screwed yourself at a time. Yeah, yeah. And you can see the little bar at the bottom there. S and G is start and goal respectively, and then each little arrow that fills up when you reach that checkpoint. So as you can see, just reaching that checkpoint, he's got over a minute to get to the next one. Calls that fucking Corvette. God, stop! Fuck out of the way! Oh, they get real fucking bad. Yeah, some of the later levels, these things, if you're just going in straight, they go in your way purposely. They start changing lanes more than the friggin' rapper from the Friday video. Fast lane, switch lane. Dude, if you're in the fast lane, why would you switch out of it? Because you're an asshole. Just like all these other drivers. I'm not bothering them. I'm not racing them because I'm just passing hundreds of other cars here. But I have a stock 80s Corvette. I can just merge without giving a shit. A little bit. But the car actually needs like kilometers per hour as well. It's really interesting to look back. There we are. Yeah, there it is. 19 seconds to spare. Plenty of time to go back to the bar. It's really interesting to look back and see, like Uematsu's music now compared to like the epic scores that everyone knows him for in like the Final Fantasy Dancing games. Mad and then Rad Racer. Yeah, and then Rad Racer. Like this one's called Little Ditty. This one's called Hoppin' Little Tune. Zippy Little Ferrari. Here we are, level 3. This one's called Ferrari Go Fast. This little cactus, or cacti, if you will, on the side of the road, where apparently it makes your car flip out of control terribly. I believe the enemy cars are Lotuses. I think they're Lotus Freeze in this level. I'm not quite sure. I'm going by memory. Childhood memory. I played this game to death when I was a kid. Got very pissed off at a young age over this game. But it did help me, get with my racing skills. I played racing games since I was like 5 years old. And then once I got into my simulation races with Gran Turismo, there it is! The Death Cactus. It's alright, we can recover from this, even though I have 6 seconds. Minimal seconds to get to the next checkpoint. There is a cute little continue. If you hold A and press start, you will continue in the same level. I'm going to have to use it. Oh, no, there we are. It'll allow you to restart the same level. Barely slip by. Because otherwise, if you don't, you start back at the very first fucking level. Who wants to deal with all this bullshit? Change lanes in front of me. It's just like the Mile on Secret Castle shit, where you gotta hold like left and start or whatever. Yeah, this one's A and start. Ooh. See, now they're getting real prickish right here. By the way, all of these people drive every car. Well, every enemy car in this game should be a BMW. Yeah, BMW, Mercedes, Atlantic City Expressway on a fucking Friday night. Just a bunch of assholes with nice cars that don't know how to fucking drive them. 55 is shut down because there's a fucking wildfire rampaging through the forest. So you have no choice but to take 42 to the AC Expressway and deal with all the assholes. There they are. See that shit? Look at that. Lights are intact. Oh, I gotta get the fucking wildwood, man. Yeah, this is starting to get a little frustrating. It's getting a little dicey. There's also a level select code, and there's also a code if you hit... I forget the button numbers. You have to press A about 50 fucking times. You get to see the end scene where Pat Sajak and his girlfriend are driving past the skyline. I think you have to press A like 72 times or something. I think it's 50. It's a large amount. It is a large amount. We did it the one night. Whoa, man. Whoa. I only had like 2 fucking beers up. There it is. Fucking murked. Up 5. There's the music now. We get the epic chase music. 7 seconds to get them to the next dot. Cops are closing in. I don't have a car registration.
Wait.
No, there's no chance in hell. We got another curve to go through. We're just gonna run out of fuel.
Yeah, because the dots are always on the straightaways.
Has a cute little grid design. It tells you when you feel.
Yeah, right. That next curve. That next curve was it.
Let's see. A and start. A and start. Let's prove it works. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, you can turn off drunk mode now.
Oh, I sobered up. Got a little McDonald's. Good to go.
Double quarter pounder with meat.
Anyway, good addition to an early race game. Murderous on the thumbs. Pretty aggravating if you're not used to it. But always a good title try. This game's dirt fucking cheap,
don't
too.
believe the fucking wizard. The Power Glove is the biggest piece of shit, and trying to play this game with that thing would be impossible. Because you have to fucking ease onto the brake and back onto the gas. You have to take turns properly. You have to hold up to accelerate. There's just...
I hit the back of that car, and I fucking flipped over.
Well, you apparently hit it at about 3,000 kilometers per hour.
Well, I guess he was fucking parked in the middle of the fucking road.
Yeah, there's no physical way you can play this with the Power Glove and be any kind of successful.
If you can, you're a fucking hero. I don't know about it, but I would just use it
to
punch somebody and then pick up a controller.
No, YouTube viewer challenge. If you can beat the first level of this with the fucking Power Glove, like, give me your info. I'll sign a game for you and send it to you. Like,
and that's pretty worthless to you at this point.
No, seriously,
we'll give you something.
No,
nice.
Seriously, I'll go buy a copy of Rad Racer, sign it, and send it to you. Because that's fucking legendary. Yeah, this is bad.
Okay.
You got 13, 12 seconds left now.
Yeah, I think we're going to be coming to a close of this episode in about 8 seconds.
8 seconds. Whoa. Made it. Watch, he's gonna... Oh! You ping-ponged there a little bit.
Ping-pong. Yeah, well, the guy in the right lane was going slow as shit, so of course I didn't want to flip off
the guy in the hammer lane is doing negative Mach 5. In fact, he was traveling backwards in time.
I guess we'll bring it to a wrap here for this one, because this level's going to be freaking hopeless. But,
yeah, and it only gets more difficult. But it's a very good racing game with the NES. You know, because like you have your OutRun games for like Sega, which are great, but like the NES has Rad Racer. You know, there's a couple other like Horizon Racer type clones like this out there, but it's definitely a good entry. You can pick this game up for pretty fucking cheap. I mean,
I think it's like $5, $8.
I was gonna say I've seen it between $5 and $10. So I mean, this is definitely a good game to get for early on in your collection. It's cheap, it's fun. You know,
it's a Square game,
and it's a Square game. So I mean, if you're into any kind of Final Fantasies, or hell, even the fucking Dragon Quest games, like if you're into any kind of Square shit, then you know, if you like the idea of kind of, you know, seeing their roots and owning that piece of history, then Rad Racer is definitely a good start. Because I mean, it's cheap as balls, it's fun.
It's better than King's Knight.
Yeah, it's better than King's Knight. I mean, that's a Square game too, but it's a little haphazard, hodgepodgey. It's a big fucking mess.
Oh, it's a big pain in the balls.
Yeah,
that game is.
but Rad Racer is definitely worth your time. So if you see it somewhere, pick it up. You know, you can find it on eBay, probably with free shipping for like $5. So, you know, do a quick search, check it out. You know, the music composed by Uematsu is definitely a big plus. So yeah, definitely check this out, and be sure to come back for episode 5, and keep it old school.
All right, peace.